Okay, now that we know the difference between kinetic and static, how does that apply to art? Most art that we look at is static art. Even if it's trying to show that there's movement, it's done in a way that it's static. So what would art look like if it was kinetic? Today we're going to look at an artist that makes kinetic art. He focuses on how art moves, and his art consistently changes with the elements. So let's look at our artist today. Our artist today is Anthony Howe. Now Anthony Howe uses the wind to take his work from being static to kinetic. When he was asked what he wants his sculptures to look like, he responded by saying, "I don't want them to be like anything. I want them to be like nothing you've ever seen before." Let's take a look at one of his works of art. The wind is giving it movement, which adds a whole different element to it, a whole level of intrigue. When he was asked about what he wants you to feel when you see it, and he decided, "I don't want you to feel a particular emotion, but I want you to get outside your mind." And what that means is this. When we look at art, when we walk through a museum, it's very easy to see a static work of art and say, okay, I've seen it, and then move past it. But when you have something that's kinetic and it keeps transforming, at least for a moment, you're kind of stuck looking at it and you're stuck inside his artwork. And that's what he was hoping to accomplish. Taking you out of your mind for at least a minute and transporting you in to this organic kind of transformative work of art. All right, so let's see today how we can take a work that is typically static and change it into something that is kinetic. Let's go ahead and let's get started. All right, for this assignment, what you're gonna need is a blank sheet of paper. I already got that. And a pencil and an eraser. And if you wanna get some colors, some markers, that is where the fun part comes in, so go ahead and grab those. The first thing I'm gonna do is fold my paper in half. Then I'm going to take one side and fold it back. And if you do one side, you gotta do the other. I'm gonna fold that one back. Okay. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flatten my paper out. And the reason why is I'm gonna go ahead and draw a monster with its eyes closed on this side. So this is where you get to be creative. I'm gonna go ahead, mine's not gonna have any ears real. Well, maybe like little pokes for ears. And I'm gonna make my eyes on top here. And you can make your monster scary, really whatever you want to make your monster look like. But right now I'm making static art, so and I might put, let's put this little lip maybe right here. And I'm gonna put some drool dripping down my monster's mouth, maybe a little chin. I'm gonna put some texture, maybe for his forehead. This is where you get to be creative, so take your time, try to be different. Don't make the exact same one as mine. All monsters can look a little bit different. So I have my monster like this. Now this part of my monster is clearly static and I want to make it kinetic. So I need to add some movement into it in order to make it kinetic. So I have my static moving to kinetic. What I'm gonna do is open up my paper now. And I'm gonna draw the inside of the mouth. So what I'm gonna do too is I'm actually gonna make my eyes come down just because I think it would be funny. Funnier, maybe. And from the bottom here, I'm gonna make these little red veins inside my eyes that I can color later. Make my eyes drooping down like that. And what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna make some teeth. And put a little vocal cord in there. And a big tongue. I like to put a little texture on that tongue, kind of like warts, make it look a little bit crazier. The crazier you make this look, the better it's going to be. And you can put some drool coming down off his teeth or her teeth or its teeth, whatever your monster is, that is up to you. I'm gonna put some gums. And maybe I'll put two little random teeth at the bottom. But what you can see is now I've taken something that originally was static and I've added a little bit of movement to make it kinetic. Okay, so I want you to go ahead, take your time, try to make this be as creative as you can. The more creative, the more elements you change on your monster from when it's closed to when it's open, the more interesting your art is going to look. So go ahead and get started. Try your hardest to be the smartest artist, and can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Until next time, guys, stay safe and stay creative.